The president is releasing more arms deal details. Petrol is going to cost you an arm and a leg. Nobody has suffered like Julius. And PDV is trying comedy.
Coach, sorry, I know that you're prepping for the big game, but I just wanted to say hi.
Who the hell are you?
Trevor Noah, CEO.
Yeah, but aren't you like a comedian?
Well, some people think that Chelsea's network is a joke, so, you know.
No liquor, what can I do for you, man?
Listen, we made a video of you. Well, it wasn't of you, it was another puppet, and it wasn't as funny as you. In fact, it wasn't as funny as a lot of things, like lint or bad breath.
Flap, it sounds terrible.
Yeah, well, we deleted it because people wanted the real thing.
They wanted me? Then why didn't you just ask? Why did you make a stupid copy?
Well, that's why I'm here. Would you like to be in our ads?
Yeah, bachat, man. I'd love to. But listen, if I'm going to be a comedian, then you will have to coach the bokke.
Okay. I'll give it a go.
Over to you, pal.
Hey, how's it? Hello, Sunny Bonani and Shap Shap. I'm Tim Modise. This is ZANEWS, and it's time to get it on. My studio guest today is Julius Malema, who is no longer in control of anything, not even his diet.
Tim, shut up. Don't make me depressed or I will have to eat these donuts.
But first up, the latest headlines. The price of petrol is going up to its highest level in 3 years. Mr. Obama, your country is the biggest consumer of energy on the planet. Tell us the story behind the story. Why is the price of oil so high when global demand is so shaky?
Yes. The price of oil is a delicate equation, Tim. Basically, you have to ask, how much would it cost to pump more versus how much would it cost to just invade another oil-rich country? I mean, obviously, the solution would be to plant evidence for terrorist atrocities in Saudi Arabia and, just invade them. But, you know, I got a peace prize and stuff.
Well, I suppose some critics have accused the Saudis of funding terrorism. I mean, Osama bin Laden was Saudi.
Tim, seriously, buddy, don't tempt me. Gas just went over $3 a gallon here.
So, when can we expect it to come down?
Hold on. Hillary, we invading Iran anytime soon?
No, Mr. President, we can't afford to.
Sorry, Tim. No joy.
President Jacob Kehlekisa Zuma says he will release more details about the arms deal soon, but he's not saying when. Mr. President, what are these details and when will you release them?
Tim, the details are specific facts, and as for the timing, I will release them at the exact moment that I make them public.
Can you give us a clue?
Yes, Tim. The details refer to the arms deal.
We know this, Mr. President.
Who told you?
You did.
You can't believe everything you hear, Tim.
Mr. President, some of your critics believe that you are using the arms deal to divert attention from your life and death succession battle. Is this true?
No, Tim. Absolutely not. I am using the arms deal to divert attention away from our inability to create jobs, to deliver services, or to reduce poverty.
Okay, Mr. President. Moving on. Do you know if the Dalai Lama is ever going to be allowed into South Africa?
I don't know, Tim.
Do you know if the Chinese government has protested his visit?
I don't know, Tim.
Mr. President, what do you know?
Tim, I know lots of things. I know, for example, I know at least 2 of my 3 wedding anniversaries.
Do you know which current ANC leaders took bribes to make sure European arms dealers won't tenders?
The one is the 24th of June. And no, the 25th. No, the 24th.
Trevor, how's it going with the boys, man?
Coach, to be honest, not well. I've used some of my best mother-in-law jokes, but Bucky's and Victor just stare at me and tell me to stop being rude at their squirmas.
Flip, man, I know the feeling, I told a theater full of people that it's important to go through as many ball phases as possible, and some guy threw a tomato at me. I was trying to kick the punchline into the back rows, but then, I got knocked into touch.
That's funny.
Fuck off!
Winnie Madikizela Mandela has once again come out strongly in support of Julius Malema. Winnie, this week you said that we should support Julius because no other youth leader has gone through what he has.
Yes, Tim. Comrade Julius has taken a beating. Every part of him has been under terrible strain.
Like his liver and knees?
Exactly.
Isn't that from too much Johnny Blue and being overweight?
Tim, nobody has suffered like Julius.
Okay, but what about Steve Biko? I mean, he was a young freedom fighter and he died in detention.
Tim, do you know how many times Julius has almost died because he couldn't have a chocolate and his blood sugar was crashing?
I'm just saying some might accuse you of trampling on the graves of real struggle heroes in your eagerness to support a young man who has, let's face it, had a pretty cushy life recently. I mean, Matthew Goniwo was assassinated.
Okay, Tim, you have made your point.
So, you still believe that no youth leader has suffered like Julius?
Tim, I believe that no other youth leader called Julius Malema has suffered like Julius Malema.
Well, he is one of a kind. And finally to our guest, Mr. Julius Malema.
Hello, team.
Two things. First up, President Zuma says that the government and not the Youth League is running the country. And secondly, you have disbanded the KZN branch of the Youth League. Is this a sign of desperation?
Team, this is a sign of desperation. No, but my answer is...
Oh dear, it looks like we have run out of time, which is kind of a metaphor for your political career.
What do you mean? What is happening?
Well, that's our show for today. But join us again.
You can't just ignore me. Do you know who I am? Oh my God. This is exactly like what happened in the disciplinary hearing. Where is that donut?
Why are we doing this? Because here we can. From me, team, and the team is hamburger. Goodbye and futek.
Coach, this isn't working.
Yeah, no, man, it's a debacle.
Can we swap back?
Of course, man, Trevor, but listen, have you pooples at Chelsea learned your lesson?
Which lesson?
If you want rugby coaching, leave it to the professionals. And if you want comedy...
Leave it to the professionals. Got it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Bucky's.
Bucky's who?
Bucky's Butter.
Trevor, do you see what you've done?